His face is a genuine plot twist.
Yeah. I find it funny that you've chosen this particular subject to distract us from the Hermitcraft recap for this week.
Oh yeah, we should probably do that sometime.
Welcome to the Hermitcraft recap. My name is PixelRiffs, our writer is LoyXP. Captions on this video were provided by Liara, and it's time to take a good look at the server before 1.19 arrives, the world border rolls back, and we get to see what the hermits will do with a world-devouring horror. And yes, we're talking about frogs, which we're pretty sure don't eat goats anymore, but maybe Doc M should stay away from them for at least the first 48 hours. That's assuming the server updates right away, but things aren't always that straightforward, so we'll wait to hear it from the hermits themselves before we start questioning why they aren't building with mangrove wood already. So without further ado, let's take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week. Starting with Tango Tech, who is getting the ground ready for the update. After all, if he's to build a decked out 2, a 2 decks 2 out, all this spruce will certainly get in the way.
6 straight hours of chopping trees. It's quickly sinking in the scale of project that I have bitten off here. Yeah, let's just make our own snow biome. That'll be peachy.
He plans to cover the space freed up after the forest is gone with snow, the ice fortress only to be broken by the occasional outbursts of skulk from the catacombs below. How will this affect the thematic structure of the future minigame? It's hard to say so early on. Maybe the snow pillow is just there to cover up your screams.
And since the Warden is the king of decked out this season, one of the things we're going to do is kind of give it a 119 spin.
Tango isn't the only one breaking new ground. Impulse SV has been doing some digging, but not for diamonds because those are rolling in through the shops. And somehow, even though the entire world was made of diamond ore and block pillars for a while, someone's still shortchanging him for the beacons.
Wait a minute. I think somebody got confused. They missed the word block. Yeah, it does indeed say block. I think somebody got themselves one heck of a deal there. Bought 5 beacons with 5 diamonds.
Well, hopefully the same won't happen for the Shulker stand, and he has at least one happy customer already. In exchange for all the free stuff he's been sneaking out of Tango's storage system, Impulse gifts him enough Shulker shells to expand the storage system into a labyrinth.
Mikasa, Sukasa, you know how it is.
And there was another time I needed some gold for some tracks. And okay.
And then there was the thing.
Even with a lifetime supply of beacons though, it's tough to break through all those stone layers by hand. So Impulse sets up a bunch of TNT dispensers to dig out the rest of his octagon. Naturally, it works better after it's blown itself up once, and once he has a receptive audience.
3, 2, 1, go boom! Oh, that's a lot of TNT.
Ooh,
It's gonna be loud.
Oh my gosh.
Oh!
Despite the supporting hill under her getting progressively more porous, GeminiTay builds her towers higher and higher up. For now, they look really at home over the grey entrance into the Impulse mines, but that surely won't last after she applies some elf punk on the wireframe structure. Till then, Gem focuses on the smaller boardwalk to the side of the Dwarven Cliff, because boarding the boat to Valinor was just getting awkward knee-deep in water.
As you can see, I've also connected it to the start of some docks down here, which expands our idea to be able to also potentially have boats if we ever want to, or just general waterside activities.
The treasure makes it back to the Dwarven Keep now that the diamond measuring contest is over, and the Beards agreed to deconstruct their solid attempt back to each separate hoard. Which just means Cubfam135 is back on his grind, and this week we're grinding up everything that grows downwards. From dripstone to weeping vines, whatever Cub could harvest with the swoop of a piston is put into a deep slate box and farmed with a flying machine. The green store is fed, the diamonds must flow. Also, someone bought all of his invisibility potions, so expect shenanigans.
That is almost empty. Wow, people have really wanted to become invisible, huh? Okay.
Someone, possibly a separate someone, although we won't rule out any suspects, also bought a bunch of fire resistance potions, because JoeHills has been working on expanding the tunnels of the Nether Hub with a helping hand from GeminiTay, Hypno, and Zombie Cleo, even if that helping hand occasionally taps him on the shoulder and reminds him what a mad lad he is.
And
Right.
so I've dug out quite a distance
What is wrong with you, JoeHills?
Goes-
Why would we do that, though?
because that's how far west the server goes. And maybe Beef would like a nice tunnel connected to the Nether Hub that leads there.
He can have a tunnel.
Joe's own tunnel has the delightfully thematic approach of being a shooter lane from a pinball machine, so frame aside, he's built more pinball components in the Nether than he has in the overworld so far. But when Cleo wants anyone, to appreciate all the work she's been putting into her base, he's got a few helpful ideas to contribute thanks to his newfound interest in flying machines.
I would talk to Doc about building self-elevating flying machine. And so that way you get your collab, Doc gets to flex his little redstone muscle or whatever, you know?
Yeah, no, that seems like a really good idea.
Speaking of which, Doc M takes a second shot at Good Times with Scar after missing the opportunity to shoot down the diamond pillar. And when he strikes out again, it somehow turns into Scar pitching the redstone shop to him, so I think we can call it a win.
If you're trying to sell flying lessons, that's not a good deal. Just saying.
Doc has plenty of redstone components of his own already, but a good handful of them are put to use in an Ilmango-designed moss farm this week, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Doc's perimeter has bordered on Mumbo's swamp-based slime farm this whole time, and Doc's technical friends actually cracked the secret to turning it from an idle platform into a productive powerhouse.
Pretty much a really weak moon, so we are in an early moon phase. That means the farm at the moment is as half-fast as it can be. So yeah, when this thing is running at full gear, it's gonna be even more of a slime paradise.
Some other powerful houses are arriving in the shopping district, and B-Dubs is very excited to be neighbouring Scar once again in this totally unofficial sequel which is not at all Aquatown, because duh, they're building it in a forest.
Oh, hello.
Oh my god,
This is awkward. Thank you for the kiss.
Moss is flying off the shelves and even out the back of the store now thanks to B-Dubs' Brone Meal scheme. At least now it has a carefully crafted road to land on. And B-Dubs is taking the road less travelled, as he returns to the giant gateway he built into a savannah cliff a couple of weeks back and a couple of thousand blocks away, and he starts to outfit the inside with an entrance hall which will lead down into an experience he's not quite ready to share with us yet. He does share the location he'll be starting a base build, as he's finally settled on a mountain crater nearby from Scar's stormy container ship.
I don't have the idea yet of what I want to do, but when I see it, thousands of ideas run into my head. Ouch.
XB Crafted is one of the many who shop at Mosso Menos, but he's quick to turn that into his own contribution to the shopping district. Clearing a flat spot of hill, he drops in an iron golem statue to sell iron out of, and follows up with a freestyled slime shop. Naturally, the products of both are stored in the GUI centers.
Oh, look at that. That was not even close to planned. Oh, I love it.
Back at the base, he tweaks his sugarcane farm, but the main action happens on the surface village, where he redevelops the natural village pathways into something a bit more organized, builds a town hall, and puts out a call for builders from the community to design some plot houses.
Now, I know what somebody's thinking. Oh, he just doesn't want to build it. Well, you're not wrong.
So here's a funny coincidence. When we wrote the line last week about Azuma's skull base being a monkey farm reference, we actually had no idea that FalseSymmetry did the exact same joke, but also followed it up with actually putting the sunglasses and headphones that Monkey Farms one had. So I guess kudos on beating us to the punch, but also, False, it's been 8 years, calm down! You weren't even on the server when that happened.
And in hindsight, living so close to him, just behind those mountains, might be a bad idea for retaliation purposes. It could be dangerous living there.
Now the mild vandalism is just a minor distraction from her putting the work into closing in the structure of her mountain castle, though somewhere in the process she clearly realised that the hidden gem of it may be a little too well hidden. Therefore she blasts a hole through the mountain ring, cutting an extra firework rocket out of the trip to her own copper shop.
So I say this, I think, every season. I like to have a flying way into my base, but also a walking way into my base or other mode of transport.
A shocking development hits Zedaph's quest for custom advancements. This week his goal is to use lightning to convert every mob in the game that can be converted with lightning. Yes, that includes a turtle being zapped into a bowl. The more fortunate out of the bunch are immediately sent to the dangly pit and put upside down on the leads, bringing him closer to his goal of dangling everything he can dangle. Along the way, he even invents a mobile potion turret, better known by its common name of a witch in a boat.
Are you throwing things at my bees? Who are you throwing things at? Wait, I've just got like a... I could go and have potions thrown at whoever I like it. Oh no, don't poison my animals.
And finally there's Iskall, who in an even more shocking development is learning to love diorite, which, although he confirms nothing, smells suspiciously of Hermit Dares TM, especially when he builds a monument to diorite inside his cave base and burns 2 blocks worth of diamonds in its fiery mouth. Yep, shenanigans ahoy. With this grim menace looking over his shoulder, he at least gets to indulge in his actual favourite block in the game, reviving the ideas of slime blocks being Iskallium, so he can install some glowing green veins in the wall of the cave, and rigging up a new storage system with a shulker box loader. So when he wants to move out, away from this new diorite monstrosity, at least he'll be able to take his chest monster with him.
Aha! Industrial.
And that's about it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP, and my name is PixelRiffs. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. If you've ever been confused by the way Minecraft villagers look, you don't know how bad we could have had it. And if you want to know how bad we could have had it, check out the video in this week's End Screen Theatre in which Zloy and I lightly roast some already overcooked villager textures. Don't forget to leave a like while you're still here, and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.